Okay, this is the second time I say raw and uncut, but I really messed up a minute ago, so I had to restart it. Welcome to um the broadcast. Um, I needed to do one tonight. I just felt like I've been kind of bleh today, so I needed to do one today. And I didn't have my granddaughter Olivia here, and didn't have anything else. Didn't have any ideas. Didn't have anything. Didn't have a history lesson. So all of a sudden, I just came up with an idea off the top of my head. So I want to talk to you just a minute about some of my stations. Please subscribe out there. I need you. I don't have any way else to make money because I'm retired and I need to make some money. Um, but I'm just kidding about that. Um, where was I? Um, the last video we put on was, I think I titled it Olivia and the Ducks, because remember, this is all, sorry about that, this is all live and uncut and raw. And it had to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen because we brought in 4 live ducks to do this with us. The star of the show was Olivia as a kangaroo, and my favorite, most animated duck named Yum Yum was the star. We brought in 3 other ducks just in case we had a little problem with Yum Yum, but we didn't, and she was amazing. And you have to watch it. So, and you couldn't have watched it unless you went to Facebook because I didn't have the right stupid button pressed, so now it's pressed for public. So you can go on and find it. It's called Olivia and the Ducks, I believe. But you just got to see it. Now, this is where I screwed up a minute ago because I meant to just turn the camera around and I messed up. I just want to show you, I'm on the back porch and there's my IU tree I put up today. Kind of pretty. Isn't that pretty? Pretty. We got a Grinch tree out in the other room. I decided what I wanted to do without Casey here, and it was either do nothing or go big. And that's what I do. I either do nothing. My motto is never do today what you can put off until tomorrow. Okay? Like making that hair sit down. So I decided to go big. So I don't even know how many trees we got out here now. I got all these trees. I got an outside tree. I got about 6 inside trees, and I got one gift to go under them. But anyway, so I want to do something Christmassy. So we're going to do Christmassy. The night before Christmas is probably backwards, but whatever. Night before Christmas, but we're going to do it my way. And to do it my way, speaking of the duck video, if you didn't know it, I got my Flock Boss shirt on, just happen to have it on. And my ducks, I have 23 of them, and I love them all, and they're all named, and I know which one is which. So before we get started here, I just want to go over the names. I had to write them down because I don't want to forget anybody. Because the ducks are important in the story about the night before Christmas. And please, as we do this story, please take this very seriously because it is. Now, my ducks. I have a duck named Jager, which is after my favorite drink. I have a duck named Yum Yum, who was the star of our duck play and is going to be very important in the story tonight. But it's too late to go out and get her because it's dark and I probably got the wrong duck. Except I know it's Yum Yum. She's go quack, 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 all the time. And then Yum Yum's mate is, Casey named this, is Dinner. I'm not kidding, it's the boy's name, Dinner. And then we have Runner and we have Wilma, after Wilma Rudolph. We have Fernando and we have Abba, which are Swedish ducks. We have Mars and Snickers, which are chocolate runners. Get the connection here. We have Jager again, because I listed her twice, and her mate is named River. I wish that would get down. Her mate is named River, which my granddaughter named. They're both black. And we have Moonshine, who is a mallard, and we have Sunshine, who is a female mallard, and my granddaughter named her. She thought Moonshine was Sunshine. We have I cleverly named my blue runner Blue, and her partner, little girl, is Bonnet. Blue Bonnet, on it, get it? And then we have Orp, which is an interesting, he's probably my prettiest duck, and his mate is Buffy, which is a boring name, but they're a buff color. And I didn't want to name a girl Buff because that's kind of, And then we have Campbell, who's in the story tonight. We have Khaki, who Olivia calls Olivia is actually my calmest duck. And then those are all our pure breeds, and then we've had some off breeds, because ducks have friends in low places. So we have a Soup, who is creation of whoever, and then we have a Bean, who goes on with Campbell Soup. We have Noodle, who goes on with Campbell Soup. We have Surprise, because I was ready to throw the eggs away because I thought they were bad, and boop, there was a baby. And then we have a duck named Little Casey, and Little Casey was actually born on the day when we were getting ready to have Casey's funeral. So we all thought, and then there were two born. They're born cracked, cracked open. There was Little Casey and there was Noodle, and as they have gotten bigger, their daddy was a mallard, so Moonshine was their daddy. It's quite obvious. So just to let you know that, and then I'm going to get started. It shouldn't take her long today, but I like taking a long time for all you people that don't have time to just sit and just enjoy, and you have to just move on. So I'm encouraging you to just stay put for 8 minutes or so, and then come back to it, because they're not too bad. They're getting better. My camera work's doing a little better. So I've got a few props to use today, and I lost my book. So we're going to get started. But before we get started, I have to tell you a little story. And the little story is Santa, night before Christmas. Santa was getting ready to do his sled thing, and he got a hankering up his something. And he decided that he wanted to do something else. So he grabbed two of his elves, and I'm not sure whether it's Dancer and Prancer or who it is. It's not Rudolph. But he grabbed two of his elves, and he decided he wanted to go low riding. So he grabbed his little elves. And he laughed. And it's like, tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and Santa's gone. So he's out having fun. Did you see Santa good? He's got his two little reindeer in there. And he left, just in case he didn't get back in time. He left Rudolph in charge. But then Rudolph, something happened. I don't know whether he got a little too much of the reindeer juice or what. But then Rudolph got in the way of some of my dogs, especially Hazel, I think, got Rudolph in. This is, that's the way Rudolph looks now. So Rudolph could not handle this, as you can see, because he lost his innards. So he was trying to get somebody else to handle it, and the first person that came in and applied for the job, because it had to be very quick. So the first person was this guy. Hang on a minute.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a dear. You're as cuddly as a cactus.
He offered, but I don't know, there was something about him delivering. So there was something about him delivering Christmas gifts for kids that just wasn't right. So the next little group that applied were the frogs. And the frogs, there were 4 of them. There's the frogs. And, it wasn't bad, because this little guy right here said, I can even make some Santa sounds, and rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. But this guy was a problem up here, this big guy, because he was kind of a Buddhist frog, and he was meditating, so couldn't do that. So the frogs didn't work. Actually, there were 5 frogs, because there's a little baby frog on this frog. So there were actually 5 frogs, so that didn't work. So what do you do when nothing works? You call in the dogs, and when they called in the dogs, here's what came. So Santa Paws. And that wasn't work either. So instead of that, they called in a goat. Didn't work. they called in, and this got pretty good because Rudolph thought he might do this. They called in birds, and see birds can fly, so, but the problem with these birds is all they want to do is that didn't work. So then they still kept trying, and here comes Paul Bunyan with his blue ox, and he wants to do Christmas, but Babe said no, not doing it. I want to be with just you, Paul. And then the last two that came were from South Carolina, down with my daughter-in-law, Lobster. Lobster's in the shell, which is a little strange. That didn't work. So then the last one that came before Rudolph said, this is over, I'm not doing this anymore, were two snails. And we had enough trouble this year with COVID and everything else that, a couple of little snails not going to get everything here on time. So they got kicked out. So what we ended up with is my 23 ducks volunteered to help out. So they're the ones that are doing Christmas this year. So, oh, God. So we have to change it a little bit, and we have to call it the night before Christmas, which is the same thing. So, hang on. That comes into play later, too. So, without any further ado, and I hope I don't mess it up, here we go. Night Before Christmas by Clement C. Moore, done my way, and my main duck star, Yum Yum, done her way. So, Night Before Christmas. And I would show you pictures as I read, but you're going to just have to kind of picture it in your head because it's changed a little. So, if you need to, you can just shut your eyes and just imagine. But anyway, here we go. The night, 'twas the night, sorry, Yum Yum's not here. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney. Oh, man. I forgot some of my props. That's not a stocking. I thought it was, but anyway, we'll say it is because I've already taken it out. Check my Michigan cherry box. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that Duck Yum Yum soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of 23 ducks danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I and my cat had just settled down for an amaretto nap. And that's what's in here is amaretto. Okay? Salute to a friend of mine. Amaretto on ice. So they were pretty sleepy. They just settled in for a long amaretto night. Went out on the lawn, there arose such a quacking. I sprang from my bed to see what was a-happening. Away to the windows, I flew like a flash. I tore open those shutters and I threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. When watching my wandering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 23 duck deer with a quacking duck driver so lively and quick. Let me redo that because I messed up. With a quacking old driver so lively and fun, I knew in a moment, you can guess this, that it must be Yum Yum. More rapid than eagles, Yum Yum's a girl. More rapid than eagles, her coursers they came. And she whistled and she shouted and she called in my name. Now Moonshine. Now Campbell. Now Bean. And now Noodle. On Jager. On Little Casey. On dinner and soup. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now quack away, quack away. Quack, 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 quack. Away all. As dry leaves it before the wild hurricane fly when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop, the coursers they flew with a sleigh full of toys, and Yum Yum duck too. And then in the twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of his little web foot. If you see my duck video, I tried to put socks on Yum Yum, and that didn't work. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney, Yum Yum came with a bound. She was all decked out. She was all decked out in feathers from head to her foot. And the white feathers were all tarnished with ashes and soot from the chimney. Oh, she's that dirty duck. Dirty duck. A bundle of toys she had flung on her back, and she looked like a duckster just opening her sack. Make sure I haven't forgot any props down here yet. No, we're still okay. Her eyes, how they twinkled. Her dimples, how merry. Her cheeks were like puffers. Her nose like an orange cherry. Her droll little beak was drawn. Her droll little beak as orange as a stumped toe. And the beard on her chin was as white as the snow. The stump of her cigar, in the little play we did the other day, Yum Yum smoked cigars, so you better watch that. The stump of her cigar she held tight in her beak, and the smoke, it encircled her head like a wreath. Can I see you through there? A wreath. She had a duck face. This is my favorite line. She had a duck face and a great white round body that shook when she laughed like she was doing karate. She was chubby and plump, a right jolly old duck, and I quacked when I saw her in spite of myself. A wink of her eye and a bob of her head soon gave me to quacking instead of using my head. She spoke not a word, but went straight to her work and filled all the stockings, and then turned the jerk. And laying his web foot, or it's her web foot. I have a pronoun problem with my animals. Never mind, we won't go that joke. And laying her web foot aside of her nose, and giving a nod up the chimney, she rose. She sprang to her sleigh, to her team, threw them some crackers, and away they all flew, while quacking down their crackers. But I heard her exclaim, ere she drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and have a quacking good night." Merry Christmas, everybody. If you like this, let me know, and I might do another one, but it takes me a little while to write them because my creativity just comes and goes. It's either here or not. So have a nice, happy, quacking Christmas. Signing off.